Hi, this is Ronald Landresius-Lux from Vlinder Software, and I will now present Funky, the embeddable functional programming language for you. The outline of my presentation is really very simple. I will first show you where Funky is being used, how intensely it is being used to give you an idea of its stability, what Funky's key features are, how Funky works, who can use it, and what the licensing options and available services for Funky are. So, where is Funky being used? There are confirmed instances around the world, in North America, the Caribbean, Asia, Australia, and Europe. And these are only confirmed instances. There are probably instances in other places as well. Funky is an open source software product. You can download at least the open source version from the website, and you could already be using it without me knowing about it. So these are the instances I do know about, and I mainly know about these instances because either someone paid for a commercial license or someone had a question about their usage of Funky. So how intensely is Funky being used? Well, Funky is mostly being used as a persistent predicate, meaning that it's being used as a configurable script that takes decisions to accept or reject products in a production environment. Some of those instances, at least 10 I know about, take such decisions at least 3 times a second. That's more than 250,000 times a day per instance. There are 10 of them. That makes 2.5 million instances, decisions per day taken by Funky in a production environment. So Funky is being deployed in high-speed, highly reliable production environments. Funky's key features, aside from its stability and performance, are that it's small. A DLL containing all 4 dialects of Funky without any optimization weighs less than 140 Ks. Meaning that if you need only one dialect and you do optimize for size, you could go considerably lower than that. Funky is fast, taking runtime decisions using a fairly complex script on my computer, which is an Intel Core Duo at 2 GHz. It takes only about 300 microseconds. It is inherently thread safe because it's a functional programming language. Functional programming languages normally do not, and Funky does not, have any shared state. And thread safety is mainly about synchronizing access to to shared data in a thread safe manner. So as there's no shared data, there's nothing to synchronize. It is well documented. Both the interpreter classes and the language itself are very well documented. The language itself is very simple, and as for the classes, there are demos that you can download from the website that show you how to integrate it with your own software. There is Doxygen documentation that comes with the classes to show you how they work, etc. So the documentation is available. It's easy to learn. The BNF of the grammar of the Funky language is only about 6 or 7 lines. It is a very, very simple language, but it's very powerful as well. There are different dialects. There are currently 4 dialects, a floating point dialect called Funky, an integer dialect called Groovy, a lazy evaluating integer dialect called Lazy, and a scalar dialect called Skunky. The first 2 of which, Funky and Groovy, are available as open source software. And it's extensible. You can install your own functions into the interpreter to be called from the script. You can change the interpreter itself. The source code is available and it's well documented as well. And we can change the interpreter for you if you need any changes to the grammar or any other modifications that you'd like. So how does Funky work? Each dialect in Funky is presented as a single class, which has 5 functions: parse, run, eval, install function, and remove function. That class is used to parse the program text once. Internally, it will create an abstract syntax tree when it parses the program text, and you can then have it evaluate that parsed version of the script any number of times. As a read-only operation, you can do that from different threads. You can do it concurrently from different threads, and it won't cause any problems. So to use Funky, you only create one interpreter object, you install any functions you want in it, parse the program text, and you can run it as many times as you want. This is an example of a very simple integration of Funky being used as a persistent predicate. So basically you have a single instance of the interpreter, in this case Groovy, the integer dialect of Funky. A script is parsed by it and subsequently run, and the return value of the script is being used as a predicate. So who can use Funky? Like I said, anyone can learn Funky. The grammar is really very simple, and once you understand the grammar, the language is really very, very easy to use. Any C++ programmer can integrate Funky. It is represented, each dialect is represented by only a single class with only 5 functions. There's nothing easier to integrate. Licenses are available for commercial use. So if you want to use Funky in a commercial application, that's possible as well. So really, anyone can use Funky. As for those licenses, the default license for Funky is the GNU GPL. If you're developing free open source software under a license that is incompatible to GNU GPL, a compatible license can be provided under certain conditions. If you want to integrate Funky in a commercial application, an unencumbered license is available for a fee. For the services, if you want help with integrating Funky into your own software and your software is written in either C++, C, or Java, we can help you with that. If your software is written in anything else, we can provide you with a C API and help you integrate it through that API. We can provide training for integration of Funky, for the Funky programming language, on how best to use Funky, how to debug scripts, etc. We can help you debug your scripts. We can update you on new features whenever they arrive. So if new dialects are available, they are available to paying customers first. So we will tell you about them as soon as they arrive. We will tell you whenever new features are available. And we will notify you if a bug is found. But none have been found so far, at least in the field. So if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or anything else to say about Funky, please contact us at funky@vlinder.ca. Thank you.